This might be my favorite affordable projector that I have ever used, and I can't wait to tell you why. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. If you're a subscriber, welcome back as always. On the table in front of me is the Yaber T2. This is a battery-powered 1080p full HD projector with built-in wireless casting, a 2.5-hour battery life, and a whole lot more that I just can't wait to show you. In this video, I'm going to unbox this projector, show you everything that comes inside the packaging, give you a demo of it in action, and then finally let you know my thoughts as to whether or not I think it's worth picking up. Before we dive into the video though, make sure that you like it and subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any videos coming in the future. And then as things go on, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them whenever I can. Enough about that though, let's take a look at the Yaber T2. So I am no stranger to the Yaber brand. I've been using one of their other models for a few years now for home movie nights, karaoke nights, things in the backyard. It's been a great all-around projector that I only shelled out a couple $100 for. And the T2 is a unique idea. It is very compact. It has a carry handle on top, which makes it easy to tote around from place to place. And the built-in battery means that you really don't need to take anything in the way of cables to use this. You could just cast from your phone and have a completely wireless movie night. Now, enough chatting. Well, before we talk about more specs, let me just crack this open and show you what comes inside. So when you first open up the box, you're gonna see two little white packages. Each of these are gonna contain a few accessories. So if I pull those out, this first one right here is going to have your HDMI cable that they include in the box for hooking up your DVD player or another wired device. In here, you're going to get a power lead. It's a nice replaceable power cord, not permanent, and a very universal type of cable. So this is really nice. If you ever lose it or break it, you can get another one. And this one, you can tell, was made specifically for this projector. The color matches perfectly and it's really high quality. There's also a remote. They do include batteries for this, and the remote is going to let you access a few key things. Of course, you've got a D-pad to navigate the menu, which you'll see in a moment, volume, as well as autofocus and manual focus. So if your projector ever goes out of alignment, you can just dial it in right here. Now, it's worth mentioning, because we talked about the autofocus, that this projector does have autofocus and auto keystone, and it has an accelerometer inside. So anytime you pick the projector up and then move it and set it back down, it'll automatically go into autofocus mode. It takes a few seconds. It'll also keystone, and if you are tilting the projector too much one way or the other, it knows and it can tell you to correct it so that you have a great image. Now, pulling the projector itself out of the packaging, it just has an absolutely beautiful form factor. A really nice kind of off-white cream color with this rubberized handle on the top for carrying it around. It's not too heavy, a couple of pounds or so, so shouldn't be an issue for even kids to move this around if they need to. A fabric covering around the speaker grill up here at the top, and then at the bottom you've got a couple little lenses for the autofocus and auto keystone system. On the side of the unit is the power cable. You don't have to run cables from the bottom. It's not gonna tilt it one way or the other. And then on the back, you have your ins and your outs. You're gonna have the IR sensor for the remote control. You're gonna have a USB port. You're gonna have your HDMI. You're going to have an audio output, and you're also going to have an Ethernet cable connection right there. Now on the top, you have your power button. And then you're also going to have this little icon that says NFC, and that's where you have a contactless system, so you can tap your phone on this, and if you have the right app installed, you can just begin casting or sending content to this right away, no setup required, which is really great. All in all, the construction on this is fantastic. Rubber feet on the bottom right there, an attachment point for a tripod or a mount if you wanted to hang this or put it on some sort of stand. The accents on this look great, and it just feels really solid in the hand, which is always a plus for something that may or may not be moved around a lot. Now, going back to some of those important specs, I already mentioned this is 1080p full HD native. It also has a built-in JBL audio system, so the sound output from this, while is never gonna match a dedicated audio system, is actually quite impressive. It also supports Dolby, so you got your Atmos and things like that. It will decode those things and play them back on here. Not that you're gonna get true, surround sound, but the audio quality is impressive. Hopefully I can give you a demo of that a little bit later. It even has a built-in music mode, so if you just want to use this as a high-powered, high-fidelity Bluetooth speaker, you can do that with up to 18 hours of battery life. The projector is decently bright for the money. It comes in at 450 ANSI lumens. It's going to perform best in a dim or dark environment for movie watching, not in a fully lit boardroom, but it does hold up to other projectors around this price point. Now, you can tilt this projector somewhat. You just fold the handle down and tip it underneath the front. It has some tension right there, and you can tilt that up to 15 degrees, and the projector will automatically correct the keystone and whatnot. So no additional hardware required, just use the built-in handle. As far as screen size go, this projector is rated to go anywhere from 40 inches up to 120, which should be capable for the majority of at-home users, and 120 is a really impressive image size. The demo you're going to see later on is with a 100-inch screen, and the image is so crisp. The optical engine of this projector is sealed against the elements, so you should be able to use it outdoors without any dust accumulation inside of the lens or the LCD portion of the projector. All right, guys, so now I'm down in the living room. I've got the projector set up on the 100-inch screen, and you can already see that the clarity and the colors on this far exceed at least anything that I have tried in the same price category. Now, before I jump into navigating through all the options in the menu, I'm just going to give the projector a little bit of a jiggle, and you'll see that it'll kick into the autofocus and auto keystone, which is really awesome. It'll make its adjustments. It gives you this option right after to do some manual keystoning if it's not quite perfect, although mine is, so I'm not going to mess with it. Now, up on the top right, you can see my cursor. We've got Bluetooth settings, Wi-Fi settings, and then just overall settings, as well as an indicator of the battery life. I've got it plugged in right now, so it's listed as full. Now, going down to the bottom, we can go between some of our different inputs. We can select our HDMI input, or do that NFC screen share. So again, if you've downloaded the Yaber app, you can tap your phone to the projector and automatically start sharing content, which is really awesome. If you have a USB storage drive in, you can access the files on that external drive by going to either of these. Now, if we go down a little bit farther, we've got theme. Okay, so if we click the theme, we can select a picture, for the backdrop of the projector. I like the one that it's on right now, but you can obviously upload your own if you want to do that also. Now, going into the settings, we're going to see a lot of the different options. You can see we've got the Wi-Fi on right here. You can do a wired connection if you'd like. Now, you can connect your Bluetooth if you want to stream audio to this as a Bluetooth speaker, which is awesome. We've got signal source. I don't really use that too much. Now, down in projection, you can see the different projection modes we have available: front, rear, ceiling, or rear. So any orientation you want to do, you can adjust this projector for it. We've got the auto keystone and auto focus engaged, although there is manual selection for all of those as well. Now, going down to image quality, this is where you're going to do things like change the modes: standard, vivid, natural, dynamic, sport. I think just keeping it on the standard looks the best. The color temperature, if you want to go, it's on cool right now, we could go to normal, or we could go to warm. I think normal is going to be the best option for us. Going down to the brightness settings, we're going to keep that at full, most of the time. And speaking of the brightness, this is definitely the brightest projector that I have used, again, at this price point. Now, zoom screen, if you need to compress the image down to fit to your screen, just based on how you're throwing the projector, you can do that here just by zooming in and out like so. Now, I have got the projector at 100%, and it's pretty much at the farthest it can be from the screen, which is around 10 feet. And then scale settings, if you want to change between 4, 3, 69, all of that's right there. Sound, down here, again, a few different sound modes. I keep it on the standard. You can turn on keytones for navigating the menu, which we're not going to do. And then the sound output, you can change that between PCM or RAW. General settings, language, screensaver, and then in your about, you can see the system information, if you need to do a firmware or software update, and then you can factory reset the projector, okay? Now, the screensavers down here, we've got a quiet mode, and we've also got the Bluetooth speaker mode. So if you turn on your Bluetooth, you can do this mode, disable the display, and you'll get longer battery life as well. And then they do have the user guide right here on the home screen, so if you lose the paper one, you can navigate to it right here. Now, let me start casting something to this projector, and we'll do a quick demo of the video. Now, I'm going to bring up the volume here. This is not going to be our dedicated volume test. The first thing I want you to see, though, is the video. And again, I use this video in most of my projector reviews, but what you're going to see is a lot sharper definition on the hairs of some of these animals. The colors, the blacks, are not as compressed and dead as they are with other projectors. The whites are still pretty bright. We've got a lot of good contrast because we're in a really dark room, less so when the lights are on. The greens are more true to life, I would say. They're not overly saturated, which is really nice to see. The edges of the image, if you see the logo down in the bottom right corner, it's nice and crisp. We don't have a lot of clarity drop off as we go to the edges. All right, now we've switched over to some live action footage of Tokyo at night. This is showing the blacks a little bit better. I think the camera's doing a pretty accurate job representing these. This is pretty dark footage. You can see the contrast between the light, the white lights from the car and the sidewalk there. Again, the quality is pretty exceptional. Now, lastly, we're looking at a Top Gun Maverick trailer. So this is going to give you, again, some more live action footage with people and vehicles and buildings. I'll also crank up the audio a bit and put my mic closer to it so we can hear a little bit of the built-in sound system.
This is your captain speaking. Today's exercise is dogfighting.
2 versus 1? Hey, he's got to be kidding. What the hell?
So that is a look at the new T2 model from Yaber. Honestly, this is my favorite budget projector that I've tried. Everything from the form factor to the audio quality to the video and the colors is exceptional. I can highly recommend this. And so if you want to pick one up for yourself, I'll include a link down in the description. You can go buy through there, support the channel. I would of course love you for it. If you're not going to grab one of these today, just go ahead and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any content coming in the future. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.